Hey folks, Jonathan here. Started on this thing earlier. Hadn't done any filming. We had got our hinges done on this side. Lines up just like it did on the other side. We're good to go. I've got it measured from the corner to corner right now and got it set up, but I may open the doors up more and go a little wider with the back of the body. Still going to work out fine to do it that way. But I'm going to try to figure out what the original width on a Model A supposed to be, and I guess I could probably measure that coupe and get a close idea. But anyway, that's what we're working on now, and fixing to try to figure out what we're going to do on the back here. And we're just going to work with it. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it yet. I've walked around the yard looking, trying to figure it out, but have not come to any conclusions. So I don't know. We'll just keep at it and figure it out as we go. All right. Okay, folks. I've looked around, trying to figure out what I was going to do for this backside, and this is the conclusion that I've come to, because nothing's working out like I want it, and this is not perfect, but we're going to do it. This is what we're going to use. Body lines do not line up. We don't know what this door is. This is Chevrolet, Olds, Buick, something like that, because it had a lot of wood in it. And Ford and Chrysler didn't use that much wood at all. Mostly Buick and Olds and Chevrolet. But anyway, we have no clue what it is. But it's a back door. I've got two of them. A friend of mine and subscriber from Ohio brought them down to me because he thought maybe I'd use them, and of course he was right. So the plan is I'm going to line the big body line up with this big body line. This is extra. We can hammer it out if we need to, and then we can add one in below this. So I'm not worried about the body line. What I'm going to do, the angle at the front of this door and everything's going to help us out because of the shape of it. And then I'm going to come back here and cut it, and we're going to try to bend it around something. We'll keep it as long as I can keep it coming back. We're going to bend it around something and get the back of our cab started back that way, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do on the panel. Probably pretty flat and straight. It's not going to be a big issue because the bed's going to be up against it, but we're just going to figure it out as we go. But this is the conclusion that I've come to, what I'm going to use. I was looking at some fenders, cutting some stuff up, but what was happening was everything I was getting was going to be so rounded, using the tops of fenders or anything, really rounded around there. And I don't want it squared off, but I don't want a really big round in it, because the rounded body stuff didn't start until a few years later after this. So if I make it really rounded, it'll look like I took something newer and put against it. And so I don't mind a decent bend. I don't want to do a bend on the brake or anything like that, but we're just going to hammer and see what we can do. Maybe go around a piece of 2-inch tubing or something like that and see if I can get something hammered in it to make it to my satisfaction. And so first thing we'll do is cut this thing a long ways down through here. Cut it as long as we can cut it, keep as much as we can keep, and maybe hammer it, flatten it out some, get these bullet holes hammered down some, and we'll go from there and see what we can figure out on it. Alright, okay folks, we got the first one cut out. Now it's dented slightly. Well, it's dented a lot, but that's okay. We're going to take care of that dent, and then I'm going to try to round over the back, and we're just going to see how that works out. Hope it works out alright. Now when we raise this up, the body line, it's going to leave us a gap at the bottom, but no issue, we can weld something in there. I'm not too worried about that. The metal's nice and solid on this door. I'm surprised. The other one is actually in a little better shape than this one. I don't think it is dented wise. I think it's just made dents, but I mean, when it comes to the surface rust, there's, you can see a little bit more paint in this. Because this one, I don't think you can see any paint. So anyway, let me get the hammer and beating on this thing and just seeing what we can make it look like. All right. Okay, it's getting there. think once I get it bent around, I have to do a little shrinking on it to get it back, you know, to the right shape of the door and the body. It's going to be at the right shape up here because it's supported on the inside, but back here it's going to flatten out, try to flatten out. So that won't be a problem. Just going to keep on playing with it here, and eventually we'll have to, I mean, it's got to go the way we want it to go because it don't have a choice, because I've got a big hammer. Okay, you can start making fun of my hammer now. I don't mind. It's not a big deal. Don't care. Bullet wound there. Alright, now you can see this curve that I was talking about. Let's see if we can back it up there. Back it up. There we go. See the curve that I was talking about. You can see how flat this come out. So what I'm going to do is go shrink it and bring this curve back in it. See if we can make it look right. I might hammer it a little bit more. I like it with the dolly better. I tried it with a piece of round bar and I just didn't like the way it was turning out. You don't have as much control over what you do. One day I'll get me a good set of body hammers. Last set I bought was them cast iron ones and I broke every one of them. So I'm back to using a claw hammer. Alright, let me go shrink this. Alright, much better. Not perfect yet, but it's getting there. Right, I'm going to hammer it over a little bit more. I'm going to lose some of my bend from shrinking, but I can redo it. Not a problem. I'm liking it. I like the radius. You know, I didn't want it sharp like a bend on a brake, but I didn't want it rounded like a newer model car. So I'm going to do a little shrinking up here. Alright, I'm liking that so far. Get the right bend in it. Going down, fall on the other. Get a little straightening out to do up top here. It's not a problem because we're going to cap it with something. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet. That's looking good. I think if I can add in a body line, this one's good. If I can add another body line in below it, make it look like it's supposed to be there. We'll just leave this extra body line here. It's not a big deal. Or I can hammer it out, but I mean, I think that's going to work out really well. So that's as long as we're going to do it. And You know, I think the 2829s was, you know, sharper bent here than the 3031s. So we got 3031 door, but we got 29 cowl, so it really don't matter. I'm just building it the way I want to build it anyway. So let me get the other door up here, and I'll show it to you. And we'll start getting it cut up, and we will save this piece, because you never know what we might need. Aha, I told you this one was pretty painted. So we're going to mark our lines out on this one. Unfortunately, we got some bend right here we're going to have to straighten out. We need that piece. Anyway, we'll go 13.5 and go up and cut it, get this off of it. I wonder how long it's going to be before somebody complains and says, you ruin a good set of rear doors for some damn sedan that nobody knows what is. Yeah, fine doors there. So anyway, happens every time, so let me get at it. Before we take it apart, I figured I'd get a head start on the body work. That'll save me a little time. Okay folks, we've got this one cut out also. Now, that came out of the pinch weld, well, where they bend it over. And that's not a big deal. What I want to do is I want to straighten this out and get it the right shape first. And then we'll stick it back in the door where it belongs, maybe tack it in. And that way we can do what we need to do to get this right. It worked really well. I'm liking it so far. It's gonna look good. Alright. Okay folks, there you go. There's the other one. Pretty much done. There's, you know, a little bit more to do. We're gonna have some thin spots we're gonna have to weld up. There's the back edge. And got all that straightened out. Just tacked it. Buddy, say hi. Everybody thinks you're a polar bear. Buddy. Hey. Everybody thinks you're a polar bear. Look at me. You look like a polar bear? Look at a big old baby's what you look like. Alright, so this is Buddy. We've had him for 7 or 8 years, I think. He's a good dog. Really good dog. One brown eye, one blue eye. He's usually a little wider than that, but he plays under the car. Get much done today because it rained most of the day, and it cleared up, or most, well, actually up until about 12, 1 o'clock anyway. So was able to get a little bit of work done here, and this panel here, of course, is for the other side. And then, and for anybody that's wondering, they didn't have door gaps on these cars. You know, on the A's, the door overlaps the body. That's the way it is on all of them. There's been a few, you know, custom ones built where they move it back and don't do that, but you know, that's just, you know, that's a lot of work, and a lot more work than I want to do for this style of a vehicle anyway. So that's our basics for our rear panels, and we've still got to do our measurements and again and you know, weld everything in solid on the doors so nothing can move. I'm just making these and they match, so it's going to work out just fine. And you know, I'll end up making another piece here that goes as a door jamb, and you know, like I said, I just have that in there for some support. And this one fits in fairly good also. So get the bottom in. There we go. So that's going to work out good. We'll get all this stuff where we want it, and then we'll get a measurement across and be able to build our panel for the back and try to get it in. And let me see, get a subframe done to hold everything together, and keep everything where it needs to be. And you know, once we get, we'll just continue to get the body done. I'm not going to worry about a frame right now. We're in the no spending money zone. You know, it's just a bad situation for everyone to have to sit at home. So I figure, you know, maybe 10-15 minutes a day I can, you know, poke in and make you think about something completely different. Like my beautiful, beautiful new car here. Like my pile of rust, like my pile of junk parts I'm putting together. Like this scrap metal that should have been taken to the scrap yard probably 60 years ago. Now somebody's going to tell me these doors come off of a rare, ultra rare Rolls Royce, and there's a guy in California looking for them and willing to pay $8 million. I think it's going to, I think when we're done here, it'll all come together. So just wait and see. All right, appreciate everybody watching. Till next time, bye.